Welcome to International Trade and the Production Possibilities Curve. Last one, number 3, should be pretty quick. Here's where we're at. The United States, rather than producing all of the things inside its own country, has produced a lot of engineering, given up toy production, and China has produced less engineering and increased toy production. They trade and they end up at a dot out here where they couldn't achieve if they were just not trading and producing inside their own country. So they specialize in engineering, specialize in toys, and then trade. Great. Now, what does that mean? Why can that happen? And the answer economists give is something called comparative advantage. Now, that's not an easy concept, but let's see if we can work our way through it. It's a little bit of math. Hang in there. It's not too bad. It makes common sense, actually. Look what happens. When the U.S. increases engineering production by 20, they lose 10 toys. So you get something like they lose 10 toys if they increase engineering production by 20. What about the China situation? If China increases its engineering production by 3, let's say, or by 6, from 3 to 9, so it's going to increase it by 6, how many toys do they lose? They lose 24. That's the basic idea. When the United States increases engineering production, they don't lose so many toys. Let's simplify these fractions. You get 1/2. As a matter of fact, the United States loses 1/2 toy for every increase in engineering. That's not a lot of toys, is it? How about China? 24/6, that equals what? 4/1. So what happens when China increases its engineering production? It loses 4 toys. This is the idea. The United States only loses 1/2 a toy when it increases engineering production. China would lose 4 toys. And this is the kind of nugget to the whole comparative advantage thing. It matters what's happening inside the country, not necessarily compared just to a country. In other words, what's happening here is the United States is losing 1/2 a toy. Not much. Might as well start increasing engineering production. They're not losing that much toys, especially if you look at China, because when they reduce their engineering production, they get a lot more toys. This is the basic idea. China has a comparative advantage in producing toys. The US has a comparative advantage in producing engineering. The only reason why is because they're really, really good at producing engineering, and they don't, they don't lose that many toys. What's the big deal? Might as well produce a lot of engineering. Same with China. You know, they can produce a lot of toys and they just lose a little bit of engineering. Might as well produce a lot more toys. That's what's going on. So in the end, you end up with a world where China produces a lot of toys, doesn't lose that much engineering. United States produces a lot of engineering, doesn't lose that much toy. And that's how you get this thing called comparative advantage. It's how much they're giving up. The flip side is true as well. And we don't need to talk about that. That is what comparative advantage is all about. That's how they end up specializing in engineering, specializing in toys, then trading, and then the world's a better place. Not an easy idea, comparative advantage, because it has a fraction and it's a little bit of math. But, you know, that's the nuts and bolts of international trade and the advantages of trading and the basics of comparative advantage. Good luck with this. I'm sure your textbook, whatever it might be, covers this. It can be slightly complex, but the whole idea is, remember this, before trade, a little dot, after trade, a big dot. How you negotiate spreading that big dot between countries is an interesting idea for international politics, negotiations, and exchange rates, and all sorts of fun things. But for now, we'll leave it at these simple ideas. All right, hope that helped. It's not the easiest thing to cover, but there you go.